Shalom and welcome to Questions and Answers with RabbiEricT. Today's question comes from John, and John asks, is Jeremiah chapter 10 speaking about the Christmas tree? Well, I'm going to answer that question, and probably at the end of this video, none of you will be satisfied or happy with my answer, but stick around just in case. Let's read from Jeremiah chapter 10. Hear the word that Adonai speaks to you, house of Israel. Thus says Adonai, do not learn the ways of the nation, or be frightened by the signs of heaven. Though the nations are terrified by them, the customs of the people are useless. It is just a tree cut from the forest, the work of the hands of the craftsman with a chisel. They decorate it with silver and gold, and fasten it with hammers and nails, so it won't totter. Like a scarecrow in a cucumber garden, their idols cannot speak. They must be carried because they cannot walk. Do not fear them, for they can do no harm, nor do any good. There is none like you, Adonai. You are great, and great is your name and power. Okay, so first of all, the context of Jeremiah 10 is speaking about the northern kingdom of Israel, which at this point in time is entrenched in idolatry. They're trying to blend Judaism with idolatry. At this point in time, they've already established their own temples in the north. They're making sacrifices there. They've separated from the Jerusalem temple, and they are doing things that are contrary to the ways of Torah. This instruction of the Lord tells them not to be like the nations, not to learn the way of the nations, and not to be frightened by the signs in heaven, although the nations are terrified by them. So they're talking about idolatries, the sun, the stars as false gods, those kind of things. And then it says, the custom of the people are useless. It is just a tree cut from the forest. Now, if we stopped right there, we could talk about the Christmas tree. It goes on to say, the work of the hands of the craftsman with a chisel. See, that part of the verse really causes problems with Christmas trees, because Christmas trees are not chiseled out like idols. If we skip the end of verse 3 and just go to verse 4, we could make it, if we slant our eyes, look in a mirror, turn upside down, make it be talking about a Christmas tree. Because verse 4 says they decorate it with silver and gold and fasten it with hammers and nails so it won't totter. The problem is there is the end of verse 3, where it says the work of the hands of a craftsman with a chisel. This is clearly talking about a tree that's cut down, branches removed from it, and then the stump of the tree or the trunk of the tree being chiseled into the form of an idol, and then it being decorated with silver and gold as the pagans did. This is not talking about a Christmas tree, and it's hard to look at it and come to that conclusion when read in context. Now, to the part that's going to make some of you that didn't like that part unhappy, and that's that Christmas trees really have nothing to do with the birth of Messiah. If you're actually going to be celebrating the birth of Messiah on the 25th, and I know that's not the right date, and most other people know it's not the right date, but if you're going to say you're celebrating the birth of Messiah, then celebrate the birth of Messiah. Don't add the commercialism, don't add the Christmas tree, don't add the extra things to it that are unnecessary for the birth of Messiah. It's just not necessary. That doesn't mean that it's Jeremiah 10 that it's talking about. It just means that it's an additional burden and weight that doesn't really have anything to do with the birth of Messiah. So if you're claiming you're celebrating the birth of Messiah, then the Christmas tree has nothing to do with the birth of Messiah. So just remember, Jeremiah 10 is not talking about a Christmas tree, but it is talking about idols. And if you have difficulty celebrating the birth of Messiah without having a Christmas tree, it is just possible that the Christmas tree has become an idol. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you'll share it with others. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much, and shalom.